Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the iFoxy Juice podcast. I am your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the cold-ass Derek Lewis memes to my brutal Derek Lewis knockout wins. Reen.
How many memes are out there?
I don't know. One or two are enough. Well, it's not just the memes, it's some of his comments, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, him making fun of Blades or not wanting to make fun of him right now because it's still Black History Month.
Yes, that shit. It's one of those things like respect, but man, you're an asshole, but I love you.
Is that the reason why we didn't really get like a promo out of Derek this time around?
That was like the lamest post-fight interview ever for Derek Lewis, huh?
Right? It was a little quiet.
Yeah.
It wasn't him. So maybe is this the reason why? Because it's February?
Dude, solidarity, man. I do find it funny. I don't know. Is it inherently racist that the UFC put two black men against one another? Shouldn't you advocate for less black-on-black violence? It's one of those things. Like, is that a positive or a negative? Because there's two black athletes in the main event as opposed to just one, but they're still fighting one another.
Yeah, well, they shook up the heavyweight division with that performance. That was insane, man. I don't know what to think. Remember, we were talking about this. We're like, okay, it's either Derek's going to knock him out or Blades is going to just wrestle him all night. We weren't really sure which way it would go.
We kind of thought that if it was going to be a knockout, I mean, it was kind of quick. It was in the second round. Blades tried, but couldn't really do much. And then that happened.
Yeah, it just happened. He shot in, it just happened. Jeez, man.
I don't know if I sent you this one, but there was this meme going around. I think it went kind of viral that night of like Derek Lewis against wrestlers, and it's a picture of Marge Simpson like crouching with like her fist up.
Yeah.
That one had me dying, man. That wasn't by Derek Lewis, but I'm sure he would approve. No, the one that I saw that had me straight up cackling just like for a minute straight was one that he did of immediately following the knockout shot. As soon as Blades fell to the floor, Blades' fist was kind of in the air. And all it says is, it's okay. He's okay. So shows him diving in with that fucking murderous punch. Like his basically his Hendo. Remember the Hendo H-bomb after he knocked out Bisping? Yeah. Like, fuck you.
What did he say? Like, blame Herb Dean?
And then there was another one. I don't know if it was a comment or someone else wrote it. It was something like, oh yeah, I hit him because you never know that he could have like Undertakered his ass and he could have like just risen up from the dead.
Yeah, like, I think he said that. He said that in the conference. Like, I don't know. We at least got that little bit.
I love Derek Lewis specifically in this moment because he's one of very few people. We've been talking a lot about off air and on the show about cancel culture and whatnot. I don't think there's any way to cancel Derek Lewis. I mean, in proper form and in solidarity, he refused to really go in on Blades, even though he didn't really like him because it's Black History Month. You really got to respect that, even if it is slightly comical. But at the same time, he's just so fucking hilarious. You can't not love him.
Right? I can't wait till March. I wonder what he has. I hope he has something lined up.
He's gonna go in on Blades the way Ali used to go in on Frazier. Dude.
Dang. He'll just harass him constantly. Because, I mean, with that performance, man, he just shook it up. Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
He's the guy now, man. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at him and John Jones at this point. I mean, shit, I mean, even he said that.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh my god. Holy shit.
And
Can
it
you
would be
imagine that?
the sweetest justice in the world if Derek Lewis is the man that fucked up John Jones and shit. Like, we'd expect it out of Ngannou or Miocic. Come on, like, they're the baddest motherfuckers in the division. But with Derek Lewis, it's like, you got beat by that guy, but at the same time, it's like, nah, he got beat by that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He'll
love it,
never be
man.
the same.
And can you imagine all this shit that Derek Lewis might say after he like fucks John Jones' shit up? Like, but the way he
I'm the
went in on
GOAT.
like,
I'm the light heavyweight GOAT. can, you, can you imagine all the sound bites we would get?
dude, I'm gonna go to the locker room and steal his weed or like or his coke or. You know? Oh,
Amazing, man. Dude, a fit. Derek Lewis is a dangerous one, man.
he looked good, right?
Yeah, he looked good. He looked really good.
He didn't seem to do much. Like he you know, it wasn't like his footwork and his cardio was on point. Like he's doing all these wild moves. But yeah, maybe it's just the coaching thing. It's just like, dude, Lewis, you don't have to throw flying knees and head kicks every 10 seconds. You know, like you can
Yeah.
save your energy a little bit. And shit, look what he did.
Take your time. You got 5 rounds.
Yeah. I do just find it funny. I didn't know. I don't know if I don't think I was alone in this, but did you know before that fight that Blade stuttered?
No, I had no idea.
I never noticed it, and then I guess it's because I've noticed this. I've known people that stutter, and obviously it varies. There's some people that can't get through 3 words without stuttering, but I think with Blade's because he is a fighter, and post-fight interviews are like 30 seconds. You can just kind of power through it. And then maybe just the adrenaline kind of helps him. But his story was really interesting. He was talking about how he used to drink a lot because for some reason drinking helped him stutter less and like helped him get with girls and shit. And then he just realized like I can't be drinking and becoming like a top-notch athlete. So he gave it up and just said, well, fuck it. If I stutter, I stutter. It was like really motivating. It was really empowering to see that shit. And then Derek Lewis comes and just does Derek Lewis things, man. It was fucked up.
Ruined it all.
Yeah. And here we are laughing at him, man.
Like, that's cute. He got canceled.
That's a cancellation right there, man. Jesus Christ. That man, and so he's been beaten by Ngannou twice. Like, you know, everyone is like no shame there. I guess there's no real shame in getting beat by Derek Lewis either, but every single time he's gotten beat has been terrifying. Not just bad,
Yeah.
but terrifying.
Yeah, right? Poor guy. Like, how's he gonna recover after this one? He's gonna be like hesitant.
He's still relatively young, but it's gonna take an effort. It's gonna take a bit.
Damn, man, that's gotta hurt. I mean, it did, right? God damn.
Well, I don't think
so
he
crazy.
Felt, I don't think he.
Yeah, I hope not. Jesus, man, it looks so scary. The replay, like, just over and over, they play them. Like, holy shit! It's just that thunderous uppercut, and then the follow up. I'm sorry for laughing.
It's all right. We need some laughter now, man. We need some laughter in these times, and Derek Lewis provides it, even when he's not talking shit. Ultimately, Derek Lewis has been pretty quiet about all this. It's just the comments that he says are just so harsh, just so cold. It ends up being hilarious.
My kid will walk around and say my balls was hot, so you know he's well known around here.
Wow, that's funny. I never knew that.
Yeah, he's seen a clip of that.
That's funny.
So yeah, my kid and yeah. Hey man, I gotta teach him young, so.
Just, sometimes shit happens, son. Don't let no one judge you. We should just blow through this since this is supposed to be just a quick cold open intro. Talked about the stuff that we had to talk about, so let's get into the other stuff we had to talk about. Mainly the preview for UFC 259, which is a really stacked card, a few headlines, a few matchups, and new stories always. So let's just get into it with the preview of UFC 259. First up, We got Livia Hinata Souza taking on Amanda Lemos. This is a really good fight. It's really interesting because Souza is tiny girl. She's always been undersized for the weight class. Even when she was Invicta champ, she was thought to be undersized. And Lemos is a gigantic woman, and she tends to be primarily a brawler striker type. And Souza has no problems banging it on the feet, but she's a legit jiu-jitsu black belt. So it's going to be interesting. Striker versus grappler, but it's a grappler that really doesn't mind striking. And in Lemos, you have a striker who is beyond brutal. So I expect this can be a real dark horse for possibly even fight of the night.
Man, Souza, she's had it so rough. She's had canceled bouts because of injuries, and I think she withdrew from her last one. I forgot why. I don't think it was COVID. I don't know. It always seems to be COVID related or something, but for this one, I don't really know. I don't remember. She beat Ashley Yoder by unanimous decision, and then previous to that, she lost to Brianna. I think that was Brianna's debut too.
Yeah, because that was
she
when
got
I was
mopped.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this girl's legit because nobody takes out Souza like that. But she came back, against Yoder. But yeah, Lemos is like she should probably beat her. Like skill wise, she may be better, but she's just so big and so fucking strong and so ferocious. It's a toss up, I think, too.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a tough night for Souza. Oh, I'll probably go with Amanda.
All right, I gotta go with Souza because she's an OG. I mean, I followed her since the Invicta days. Lemos has been in the UFC for a while, but yeah, I think Hinata Souza still has more fights, more experience, and yeah, that Brianna Van Buren fight kind of scares me.
Yeah, because she
but
got dominated.
but I do give Brianna a lot of credit because I know how good she is, and man, I hope she comes back to fighting. I mean, I don't know if she's had her kid yet or she's still pregnant.
Yeah, I think
Either
she's still pregnant.
either way, she's not gonna come back for a while. If she does come back, I hope I hope she takes it serious. I hope she wants to. I hope she looks as good as she used to before. Maybe she comes back kind of like Mama Dern, with a renewed focus and just kicking ass. But yeah, this is about these girls, about Souza and Lemos. And although that fight kind of permeates in my head, I will go with Souza because Lemos is not that type of fighter, and Souza tends to have a chin on her, so she may be able to take whatever Lemos throws her way. So there's that dissension there. Go on to the next fight. Kaikara France is fighting Hosherio Bontoren. This is one of those guys I know I've seen fight at least once or twice, but I can't recall what he looks like or what he does. I saw his record and he beat Haulian Paiva by a cut, and I do remember Paiva getting the really nasty cut a while back. I guess I just didn't remember his opponent. This is him, and Kaikara France is coming off a loss to Brandon Royval with that crazy fight of that insane guillotine choke a few months back. So he's obviously going to be hungry to get a win again, but this dude's pretty legit, man. I mean, he lost to Ray Borg, and given where he's at in the division, I guess no shame there because Ray Borg's been in a while. Yeah, he's out of the UFC now, but given how young he is in this division, no real shame there. So I'm interested to
Yeah,
see what happens here.
yeah, that Borg fight too. Like he missed weight, so they agreed to a catch weight. Remember, because he
What?
was out for a while and then he came back and
Yeah.
he missed weight, so maybe that has something to do with it too. Even though, yeah, I think he did pretty good in the first round, but he
To,
got
to,
out wrestled by Borg
to be
eventually.
honest, I kind of stopped paying attention to Ray Borg fights like maybe a year or two
Yeah,
ago because although I like the guy and feel for him, he just would kept missing weight, and it's like, dude, at a certain point, I can't just root for you just because I respect your struggle, you know.
right, right. So, but this guy though, yeah, that fucking choke by Royval. I wonder if like last year's schedule just like wore down on France. Maybe I'm a fucking mark. Maybe I'm trying to like make excuses for him or something. Because he did have a weird year. Like I think he was getting ready for a fight, but it got canceled because of COVID. And he tried to stay active as much as he had as much as he could. Especially with his teammates being so active, but he didn't really have it. Have an opportunity to. Um, I mean, shit. Yeah. I'm still gonna go with France. What the fuck? What am I doing? What am I talking about?
I I
He's
love
still up
Kai.
there.
Yeah, I love Kai, and I am a bit of a mark for him too. I don't know what I mean. I put nothing on the Royval loss because Royval is really that fucking crazy and that good. It's kind of a shame because as good as the fight was with him and Moreno, the fact that it ended like that, it's like fuck. Had that gone 3 rounds, or God forbid if it was like a main event, had that gone 5 rounds, I have no idea how that would have gone. He's that fucking crazy good. But so I don't really knock that loss against him, especially to get. I mean, he got caught with a spinning back fist out of nowhere, and then the way Royval just grabs those guillotines, like no shame, man. I'm cool with that. And this kid, this Bontoren guy, he looks. I want to kind of say for dissension, I'll go for Bontoren, but I don't know enough about him, and I think losing to Borg, even if it was under, I should say odd, but given Borg's history, I should say maybe usual circumstances, given Roy Borg fights, I don't take that away. I don't take much out of that, but also if you lose to Ray Borg, you might be susceptible to lose to a guy like Kai France. They seem to be in the same, uh, you know, I know Ray Borg ain't fighting anymore, but like in that same trajectory of the same level of fighter, kind of mid tier, lower tier on the flyweight scale. So yeah, I'll go with Kai, trying to use my head about it, but I have high hopes for this kid. He looks promising. Next up, yeah, we are fight we talked about a few podcasts ago. Case Kenny, he's back. He's gonna fight Dominic Cruz. So man, can we talk about this without just having it be a shit show?
I know, man. I totally forgot about it. He's on the same card as that one chick that he talked about.
Holy shit, I didn't even see that. You are goddamn right. Oh man.
God
Dana,
damn it.
get HR in this. Can't have them anywhere near each other.
Oh no, Megan's not going to perform now. It's not good. It's not good for the featherweight division right now.
Spoiler alert, I don't want to ruin anything given the Megan Anderson fight, but knock knock, should she lose, then I think she should just go full villain and full feminist and just blame Casey Kenny for this. I'd actually
Right?
love her for it. It actually would make me laugh.
Why not, man? Get Julie Ketsey on the phone too.
Oh my god, have my Julie start a podcast just for this shit. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to cancel Casey. They seemed like people were just critiquing him, and fairly so, whether you agreed with it or not. But yeah, I would just like, yeah, just the audacity to start blaming someone for their loss would be very, very funny to me. At this point, I can only laugh at it, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about this fight.
The landscape of society right now. It would not surprise me if anything happened like that.
Yeah, totally. It's touched every aspect of society, and definitely anything online. I mean, if you're, yeah, and then well, I want to say, oh, it's not an online sport, but it's literally only on the internet on ESPN Plus, so it's inherently online. But yeah, yeah. As far as the fight goes, though, I this is actually I think it's easy to pick Dominic Cruz here, but I think Casey Kenny deserves a second look. Quite honestly, I don't think it's that cut and dry.
No, I don't think so either. And I think Casey moves better than Cejudo. Yeah?
Hmm.
faster?
I think he's faster. I think you can make a point for faster. I don't think he's as explosive or powerful. Obviously, doesn't have the
No,
wrestling, but
not the
he's
power.
dogged. He's dogged for
Yes.
sure. He's relentless.
And Dom, he's been out for a while now. Like, where's he at? How's his movement? I don't know. He had trouble with Henry and those kicks too. So Casey Kenny was like tearing up that one dude. God, I forgot his name. It was like one of the first like Abu Dhabi fights when they went back. He
Yeah,
just completely dominated. He was all over the goddamn canvas, kicking the shit out of that kid.
was it Tim Elliott?
No, somebody
No.
else.
Oh, okay.
Asian dude. I should know. I should know because it was Asian dude, but no, I don't.
Oh,
Sorry.
why do you not remember him, Reen? Because they all look alike.
Yeah, sorry. It's gotta be the eyes. Um,
It's okay. Reen gives me a pass. Fuck you, people. Oh, I'm sorry, Reen. You're not Asian. You're Pacific Islander. I'm sorry. Maybe I don't have a pass.
I know, right? That's what I call myself. It's okay.
It's okay.
We're all confused out there, right? We're
Well,
like,
people don't even know what you are, so you can say
yeah,
whatever you want. I think.
yeah, we're all confused out there. We got jungle Asians, we got like island Asians, we got white elite looking Asians. Like,
The
we're a
Japanese and
mess.
the Chinese.
We're a mess, man.
No.
You think y'all got problems? We're a mess too. Anyways, this fight. Yeah, Dom's been out for a while. I don't know, man. Those legs kicks too. Yeah.
I think who we're talking about was Nathaniel Wood. I'd have forgotten that fight happened. Casey.
That
Uh,
fight too, but it was
yeah.
another dude.
Oh, it
God,
was.
yes, beat the
Oh,
shit out of that dude.
wait. I'm actually looking on the. It has to be this guy because it's an. Oh yeah, he is Chinese. Hailey Alateng. I'm probably saying that wrong, but is it?
That dude took his beating from Casey, but wow, yeah, that was a performance. And if he performs like that, he will fuck Dom up all over the canvas. This is an interesting fight. Very interesting. It's like passing out the guard almost.
It could be.
Yeah, because they both have like that unique like footwork. Like, yeah, I think Casey has this one. I don't know about Dom anymore, man. And who knows what's going on with his feet? Remember, he had like some like odd feet
Plantar
injury.
fasciitis.
Yeah, is that permanent? Like, how's that? He's always
It's
wearing
hard.
them like
Yeah, it's hard to
brace.
get rid of.
Yeah.
And I don't believe I have plantar fasciitis. I didn't go to the doctor because one, I'm Mexican, and two, I'm American, and we have shitty healthcare. But aside from that, I have I have problems with one of my feet. No, it's not diabetes, people. I have problems with one of my feet, and given how much I jump rope, I tend to feel it from time to time. And I think I fell once or twice, and I think I don't know if I sprained my ankle or just rolled it in a weird, I don't know what, but I think I may have like Achilles tendonitis or something's up with my Achilles, I think, my ankle. But from what I've read, it seems like it's kind of related to plantar fasciitis, and yeah, it can be rough, man. If it's anything near what I'm feeling, yeah, especially like if your feet go cold, like if you're not bouncing on them, and like, yeah, I think that's what I remember happening in the TJ Dillashaw fight. Like, obviously he moves so much, I think you just get tired and you get flat-footed after a while. And TJ started kicking him, and he's just like, "Oh shit, I feel it now." Like it can be really uncomfortable. I hope he's gotten rid of it. There is ways. I mean, it's not like permanent, but yeah, it's hard to get rid of from what I've heard. But at his age, yeah, who knows? I mean, that footwork's amazing, but it can't last forever, right?
Can't, right? He's not in the gym all the time, right? He's not perfecting it, right? It's been a long time. And he's not really getting hit in the gym either. Yeah, they're sparring, of course, but it's not like an actual real fight. It's been a while. I don't care what Dom says about like ring rust. It's
Well,
gonna catch up to you eventually.
here's the thing too. I'm tripping out still about he's really still really fucking pissed at Kevin Peterson, which I understand it was a title fight. he felt he was jilted. I get it, but it's so crazy, this 180 degree from the Cody loss where he was totally like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked.
Humble. Yep.
Yeah, to like, oh no, that was totally on him. And I was like, I get it, bro, if you think that you could have won that fight, but you were losing like that whole fight before that happened. So
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected Tom to be like, look, they stopped it early, maybe, yeah, but I was getting my ass kicked. Like I get where he's coming from, but I don't think that should have happened. He's just like, no, it was him. Like I was in it. It's all his fault. Like that's not like you, man. It worries me.
Yeah, well, it might happen again. I mean, I hope not. It won't be a good look, especially with this young guy.
I'm gonna. Oh shit! Wait, he's coming off back to. I just realized he's coming off back-to-back losses. Because before Cejudo, his last fight was Cody.
Yeah, it was a while before that too. Exactly.
Yeah. So he had all those fights back in 2016 when he lost to Cody because he was on the tear after his literal tear of his knees. But now, yeah, he had those 3 fights, lost to Cody, had a long ass layoff, came back and fought Cejudo, looked how he looked. So this actually, as long as the layoff as this is, it still isn't nowhere near his longest layoff. So I'm gonna just go out on a limb here and say he actually gets it done because he's been here before. The layoff isn't as bad in Dominic Cruz terms, and I think he actually might be hungry after 2 losses in a row, especially one that he felt he was wronged in. I think he'll go all out. But I don't doubt Casey Kenny and his pickiness with women.
Oh man, wonder what his type is.
Tiny Asian women, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
White boys seem to love tiny Asian women.
Unless he goes, we never know, man.
I don't know. I'm just speculating here. But I have a feeling, yeah, tall chicks intimidate him. And I don't know. Maybe I find it odd being Mexican because my people tend to be short, and I've seen some butt ugly ass Mexican bicep looking dudes that get with these fine ass tall women because they just don't give a fuck. Like I know I'm probably gonna get rejected, so fuck it, I'll go for it. And they're like smitten by their courage and like, yeah, fuck it, I'll fuck you. And end up having fucking kids together. It's weird, but I've seen it happen a few times.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is a thing. But who you got in this one, Rain?
I'll go with the young one, Casey. I'll go with the little shit talker.
Well, Dominic can talk shit with the best of them, man. I think Dominic is underrated in his shit talking game. I think
I was talking about him just talking shit about Megan.
That's not even talking shit to me, man. That was just
an off-color
comment. I know.
But
But I don't really know what that's aged rather poorly, I think, especially a lot of people on MMA Twitter that were bitching about the shit because apparently it's totally fine to shit on women now. So I guess it just depends on who you do it to. So who gives a shit? That's where I stand on it. Just my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. Anyway, moving on, main card. Islam Makhachev is fighting Drew Dober. I couldn't rewatch all the fights I needed to before doing the show. But this is one that caught my eye because I know people have been talking a lot about Islam and Dober for a while. And I realized, I don't know if I've seen all their fights as of late, or maybe I just don't remember them. Dober's last fight against Hernandez was fucking beautiful, man. That was a masterpiece. And then Makhachev against, was it Davi Hamosh? I don't know. Maybe it's his hatred of women's MMA. Maybe it's because I hate that people mark out anybody that's closely related to or trains with Khabib, and therefore everyone thinks that person X that is related to Khabib is the next Khabib. But I don't know. I haven't been too impressed with Islam. I know he's good, and I know people slept on Dober for a while, but looking at this matchup, I honestly think Islam might get finished and finished early. I don't really see this being that close of a fight.
Dober's been out for a while too, yeah?
Yeah, I think the Ferguson Gagey fight. So, I mean, close to a year, like a good 9 months maybe.
Yeah, that was my only reservation.
But Islam, I think his last fight was Khabib Poirier. I think he's been out longer. Yeah, I don't think he's fought during COVID, which again we talk about could be a factor.
Oh, that's right. Because he was supposed to fight like RDA and
RDA, all kinds of people. Yeah.
yeah, and he's supposed to fight Hernandez too
There you go.
last year. So damn, man, go from Hernandez to RDA to Dober now. Interesting. I'm not really sure, man.
And then you got to take into consideration too the loss of Khabib's dad. That I mean, if I remember correctly, him and Khabib are cousins. So this was not just a coach, but an uncle.
Right. Might go with Dober.
I didn't say that just to sway you, by the way, but it's just something that I
Uh,
remembered as we brought up the whole Khabib connection.
yeah. Dober's pretty good. I don't know about Islam. That's got to be taxing preparing for somebody and then that falls through and then preparing again for somebody else and that falls through and then preparing again. And then Dober's just been sitting out. So, yeah, I'm just going to
Yeah,
go with that logic.
yeah, maybe just even not even physically, which has to be a factor, but psychologically too, right? Just like fuck, just let me get to the finish line already. Let me get to the starting point actually, not even the finish line. It's like your car keeps breaking down on the way to work.
Yeah, not
Uh,
good.
nope. All right, so we both got Dober in there. Next up, all right, how you feeling on this one, Rain? Thiago Santos and
Dude,
Alexander Rakic.
you already know. It's
I don't know. You may have disowned him the way Miriam Nakamoto disowned her ex-boyfriend. I don't know, Rain. You're kind of hardcore too.
no, I gotta, yeah, I'll support. I gotta still stick with my dude. The rest of the card, I already know who I'm gonna like pick.
Yeah.
It's easy now. I'm gonna be marking out.
Hey, but dude, don't sell Rakic short. This dude's a
Yeah,
monster. I mean, he
I
scares me,
know.
man. I mean, he doesn't scare me as much as Jan, which obviously we're going to talk about later on. But
He got beat the
he's
fuck up though.
he's up there.
Yeah, Santos got beat the fuck up though. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, it was Glover. So
But that could be a factor too. I mean, how did he that was well, yeah, I mean he had his moments too, but I think Glover beat him worse than the pain the damage that Santos inflicted on Glover.
yeah,
But he said I'll be 40 and still want to become champion. So I mean he's in it to win it. I gotta respect that. And then I know this is kind of stupid because it's not him, but then maybe Yana's win, recent win, maybe could fire him up. That's could be a factor too.
it could be. Hopefully, they can ride that same wave.
Yana was an underdog in that fight, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. She's a top contender now, so he could be too. Again, why not, right?
I know because who knows what's gonna happen after what this weekend?
Yep. It's gonna be big shakeups in many weight classes, but especially light heavyweight. Light heavyweight will fundamentally change regardless of who wins after this night's card. So yeah, I'm with you there. So leaving all the bullshit behind now, I guess as good as those fights are, we got to get into title fights now. First up, Peter Yan and Aljemaine Sterling. I love Peter Yan so much. As how can I say it? I mean, he's not friendly. He's not friendly in any kind of way. If there's one word you can not put on Peter Yan is friendly. And with fans, media, opponents, he's made of ice, possibly literally being Siberian. And Aljemaine, I've had my gripes against. Come to respect him. He definitely earned it after what he did to Sanhagen. No one can talk shit. Even I couldn't anymore. And he could very well do that to Jan, but I can't ride that boat, man. I can't. I can't jump on that. I can't jump on that shit, man. I
I
don't
think
think
you're
it'll
going
happen.
to.
Don't. I'm giving him all the respect in the world that he can do it. Should he do it? Yeah. Would I be screaming? Would I be, oh man, like holy shit? But I'm not gonna say I can't believe that just happened. I'll be like, shit, he did it. But I'm not gonna say I can't believe that just happened because, I mean, if he like knocks him out, yeah, that would be some out of this world shit. But I expect him to submit him, possibly like kind of wrestle fuck him for 5 rounds. But I don't. I haven't seen enough of Aljemaine in 5 round fights. I don't think he's ever been in one to where I can say that with any kind of confidence. So I know Jan can go 5 rounds and go hard. So he's in
Yeah.
for a tough night. I gotta go with Jan. I gots to, but Sterling ain't a bad pick in this one.
No. But I don't think Sterling's gonna show up, to be honest. I don't know, something I don't think he's gonna be able to pull the trigger. This might be too much for him.
They don't seem to like one another too. Like I don't know if there's like how. I mean, I'm not saying there's like real ridiculous beef there, but they don't seem fond of one another. They've gone back and forth on Twitter, and Jan has said some like semi to obvious racist shit against Aljemaine. And I don't know whether you want to give him the excuse that he's a foreigner and doesn't maybe get some of the things he's saying, or these insensitive fucking posts. And I don't know what's going on there. And I'm sure Aljemaine ain't taking too kindly to that. But that's the other thing too. Jan, I don't know if there's any other way. He seems like a Diaz brother. Like a fight's a fight. I'm not gonna get up all up in my feels about this or fucking punching each other in the face. Whereas Sterling, I don't know. I actually don't know if talking shit would get him nervous or get him motivated. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like he's gonna pull the trigger against them. I don't know. I mean, he's been looking good, don't get me wrong, but with this the title fight, finally, I don't know. I just don't seem like I just feel like he's not going to show up. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he makes it really interesting, but I don't know, man.
He's always seemed to have that chip on his shoulder for a long time, but
Yeah.
to go back to the whole shit talking thing too, the last time I remember him going really in on someone was Brian Caraway, and he lost that fight. Some people thought it could have been a draw, but he lost that fight, and that was a long time ago. And Caraway was a fucking veteran when he was just a newcomer, so that doesn't mean that dynamic will stay and play like that, but it's kind of hard to ignore it.
Well, you know who I'm going with. We're both going for the same dude.
Sterling. Yeah, I got you. So moving on to the next fight. Yeah, nah. No, and you've always come to bat for Sterling. I feel like coming to bat for Sterling more than you in this one. I'm picking Jan. Sounds like you are too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, so you don't think he'll show up? So should he win? Are you gonna be like super shocked?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I'm giving him more credit than you this time. Damn.
Yeah. Jan's a different dude. This is 5 rounds too, like you said.
Yeah, you can't overlook that aspect of it. Yeah, and the way that Peter Yan goes 5 rounds is not the way that regular people go 5 rounds. And given the deficit in striking, yeah, obviously the deficit in grappling too, but the deficit in striking, I think that's a bigger one to overcome than the grappling. So, yeah, probably not a good night for Sterling. Moving on to the co-main event, though, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson. I don't know. I think it's just with any dominant champion, I always find a way. I'm like, this can be the fight. You never know. Someone can pull it out. I've done that with Amanda quite a few times. I did it with Ronda. I've done it with John Jones. I've done it with basically any dominant champ. But this is one that'll genuinely be shocking. I just don't see a path to victory for Anderson. I can see her even rocking Amanda. I can see her even dropping Amanda. That wouldn't be an impossibility in my mind, but I just don't see her winning. I don't see any possible way that she wins. Even like a flash KO, fucking head kick or something like that. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah. I mean, the only advantage she has is size, right? Because she's an actual 145er.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
it's one of those things. I mean, obviously she's bigger than Cyborg, but is she stronger and a better striker than her? I don't think so. And Amanda has handled her pretty easily.
Yeah. Megan's still a newbie in comparison to Amanda.
And to Cyborg too, Amanda's fought everybody, man. I mean, she's fought girls that are 10-0, and she's fought girls that are like 30-5.
Yeah, she's
been
seen
around
it
the
all.
block. Yep.
Right. She's been active. She's been fighting. Where Anderson, she sat out for a very long time when she first entered the UFC. And did she really fight anybody that challenged her? Not really. That or like make her want to move up to the next level? Like really challenged her? No. She
Yeah,
hasn't really fought anyone. Her last fight was like short notice fight. And that
yeah,
poor girl got knocked out.
and she's a bantamweight now, a very good bantamweight, but obviously probably wasn't her weight class.
Yeah, like she hasn't been like mentally challenged. That's what I'm looking for. Not at this stage, right? UFC, not at this stage.
I
Amanda
think
will be the one, but that's not going to end well.
I don't think it's a stretch to say should she have fought Cyborg, that wouldn't have been pretty and she probably would have got annihilated. But I actually probably would have more faith in her in possibly going against Amanda had she fought Cyborg, and even if it went very
Yeah,
badly for her, because I'd be like, okay, maybe she won 5 rounds with her, or 3 rounds with her, or we know she can take big shots, or she can defend herself on the ground, something. Because obviously Cyborg would have taken it to her, and obviously she'd have to improve her game somehow. But given that she's fought, I mean, she got submitted by Spencer in like what, first, second round, and then knocked out a girl or two, yeah, on like short notice. Like,
Holly fight.
oh yeah, oh holy shit, why'd you remind me of that one?
Yeah, the Holly
well,
fight.
well, see what I mean? Yeah, that's a good. See, that's a good one. The only thing is, Holly's not a fucking featherweight, So it's like that doesn't.
No,
That's what I mean.
no.
Like Cyborg would have been a real featherweight, the best
Mhm.
featherweight of all time at that point, and
Yeah,
we would have known what she's really made out of. That's why I remember how psyched we were with Spencer, with Felicia Spencer, because we're like, damn, we didn't know who she was, and she fought her ass off against Cyborg, and we became fans just for that. And that's why like not many people gave her a chance against Nunes, but we're like, well, shit, if she could take it against Cyborg, she could probably take it against Nunes. This could be a good fight. And Mantis still took care of her with ease.
yeah. So yeah, like Megan, you're right. She got submitted by Spencer, and then she had a rough time on the ground with I think a white belt. She was a purple belt, a white belt in Holly Holm. Megan
She,
Anderson over here, purple belt, having a rough time on the ground.
she may have been a blue belt at the time. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just trying to give Holly
Crazy.
credit. We'll be talking to Holly later about Holly later, but
So Holly's stronger, seems like.
yeah. And she's a bantamweight, right? I mean, a big bantamweight, but she's still a bantamweight.
Knows how to carry her weight well,
Yeah, that's
keep her
the
on the
thing.
ground.
That's the thing. Even if you think Megan's got striking credentials, which she's not bad for sure. She's pretty good actually, but Nunes is still better. But even if you think there's some competition there, she's got nothing on the ground. And I think that Anderson may have worse takedown defense than even Jermaine Durandamy. And Jermaine Durandamy barely even fought in that. Like she couldn't stop anything. And she was way more of a formidable striker than Megan too. My only question is, will she finish her or will this go 5 rounds? Because the weird thing with Nunes is that she has this thing in her where she when it's time to make a statement, she makes a statement. And I'm just kind of perplexed here because Megan is probably, aside from Cyborg, probably the most legit featherweight she's fought, because there's no way Megan can ever make 135 pounds. Maybe her record ain't all that good, but there's no way. She's just a big girl, and that is her natural weight class. So she may want to make a statement in that. And then this is her first fight as a mom. We talk about Mama Dern. Maybe Mama Amanda can come out and wreak havoc on girls. There could be that aspect to it too.
Yeah. Anderson's IQ's not there. Just maybe. Yeah, she's improved because she's under Kraus, and that team seems to be doing really, really well right now.
Very
Under his
underrated.
under his guidance right now. So maybe there's that. But other than that, like her out there by herself against Amanda, I really don't see any chance.
Do you think she gets finished though?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know which round, but I think she's gonna get finished.
Yeah, because like I think of like the Jermaine fight and the Felicia Spencer fight. I mean, good girls, tough girls, and everything, but she didn't seem too intent on finishing because she's like, this ain't shit. I know I'm gonna win. But you look at her against Cyborg, it's like, oh no, like I gotta fuck this girl up. You look at her against Ronda, like I got a point to prove. You look at her against Misha, it's like, oh no, I'm taking this fucking belt. When she's got a point to prove, she fucking stamps it. She leaves no doubt. So that's why with Megan, I'm like, and then her and Megan have gone. I mean, it's never been like beef, right? But they've kind of gone back and forth, and she's always kind of been mouthy. So, I mean, will she take that personally? I don't know. I think you raised a good point. Yeah, she could finish her. I just with me, I'm like, I don't know if she's interested in Megan enough to like put the effort forward because she can coast. I love Amanda, but she doesn't mind coasting when she knows it's in her best interest, and she doesn't mind going all out when it's in her best interest, which I can respect about her. I don't need you to go all out every time, just to prove a point, you know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe she will because she got Pena talking shit. Just
Yeah,
clean this
right.
up
To
real
send
quick.
a message to the other weight class too. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
clean this up real quick and then just be on with the next one, right? And then maybe think about retiring or doing whatever.
Go home to my baby.
Yep.
Go home to my girls. Yeah. So we'll see. I'm interested to see it for that reason because again, on the competitive side, I don't think it's going to be much there, but we'll see. Best of luck to you, Megan. And main event: Israel Adesanya and Jan Blankovic. And is this the first? Yeah, I think this is the first time that a middleweight champion has ever fought a light heavyweight for his belt. Uh, or yeah. So okay, so this just happened today. I kind of don't want to talk about it because it has nothing to do with the fight, but we've been talking about scandals and bullshit on Twitter, right? And this thing with Izzy comes up. I mean, I feel like we can't talk about. We probably shouldn't talk about it, but we can't. We also can't not talk about it. So before we get into the fight, I mean, is this gonna be a thing? This fucking video that came out of him.
Which one?
Okay, so I haven't seen either of them, so you might have to fill me in on this. So apparently, what I've been told and heard and read was that he was eating something and spit it into his dog's mouth. He like fed his dog mouth to mouth, and then there's something else where he was trying or did jerk off his dog. I don't know. Sounds all weird to me, man.
I saw the first one. So
Yeah.
yeah, when he like fed his dog, right? But I didn't see the second one. Well, I attempted to, and then I realized what it could be, so I didn't want to. I stopped it. I
So
didn't
you
need to see
found the
it.
video, you just didn't watch it.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah.
I
So I don't know. Is he going crazy because he has to go in like quarantine again? Like, is he that bored? Where's he at? Is that his dog? I have all these questions. Like, whose dog is that? Is that really his? Is he still at home? Where is he?
look, I know that there's a built-in rivalry here, so maybe it's not a fair comparison to make. And don't get me wrong, that's fucking weird, and I don't condone that shit. But if this is the worst thing he's ever done, it's still nowhere near as bad as the shit that John Jones has done, man. And people act like he just murdered a child. I've seen a lot of outrage on Twitter, and I'm like, this is fucking odd. I haven't seen the video, so I don't know. I can't judge for myself, I guess. I don't know. I saw one still of him like grabbing his dog by the neck. At first, I thought he was like abusing his dog, like physically, like choking him. Like, oh, that's not good. But then it turns out he's like feeding him. Like, okay, I don't know why you'd do that, but I don't think he's hurting the dog in that sense. And then also in the possibly jerking him off sense, I don't know. I mean, there's people that fucking jerk dogs off for money for like breeding and shit. Like, to me, the biggest thing in this, like, dude, why would you film this, or why would you allow anybody to film this? That's like my biggest gripe with all this shit.
Yeah, it's so odd. It's so odd.
John Jones doesn't. I mean, the only time he gets filmed is by police cameras, which I think is a good thing because we want cops to have cameras on them, right? So it's indisputable the fucking bullshit he pulls. He's not really outing himself on Twitter as far as, oh yeah, look at me doing weird shit.
Dad, if John Jones did that, oh no. On top of everything else, oh no.
Yeah, see, but people already hate him. I mean, people already hate Izzy too, but for stupid reasons. And in this one, I guess this is more warranted than the other ones.
Yeah,
Like
I think so.
I still like Izzy as a fighter. Would I like to hang out with him? No, not after this, for sure. No.
Am I gonna like sit there and protect him and fight the Izzy haters online? No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go that hard. I mean, I like him as a fighter, but I ain't gonna go that hard.
Here's one thing. This is the first thing I thought of when this shit popped up because people, trust me, there was obviously a lot of people that hated Izzy that were just like, yes, see, told you he's a fucking weirdo. Fuck this guy, this fucking monster, whatever. But I felt I'm like, look, this shit happens on a yearly, bi-yearly, quarterly basis with John Jones fans and Conor McGregor fans. Like, how do they muster the energy to do this shit week by week, month by month, year by year? Like, this is the one time I've had an issue with anything Izzy's done. And I'm like, yeah, it ain't worth the effort. If you judge him harshly, go ahead. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And it's changed my perception of him, but I don't hate the guy. I don't think he's a monster. I just think he's a fucking oddball. He's fucking weird. But okay, there's plenty of weird fighters we like too, you know?
Right.
So I don't know. But yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna be here defending Izzy for his odd, unfathomable actions. I'm more mad at him filming him doing something that clearly people are gonna judge him for. So whatever. But on the talk of the fight and him fighting Jan Blachowicz, I have no idea what the odds are right now. By the time the fight goes around, I wouldn't be surprised if shit gets flipped upside down and gets 50-50, pick 'em odds. I don't know, but Izzy fans should be very worried. I know I only say that because Jan Blachowicz doesn't seem to have a lot of fans and people just shit on him because he's not the real champion and beat John Jones. But I was having this conversation with my nephew a few days ago. Honestly, had John Jones stayed in the division, obviously Jan would have been next for him. But I'm not too sure John Jones at this point, with the way he's been looking lately, would beat Blachowicz. So to say that he wouldn't have a chance against Izzy, I think is crazy.
Especially with that goddamn rope he's carrying around.
He's made, what's that thing called that the Thais wear? The knock bong or whatever, like the headdress. It almost seems like that shit. I know he's keeping it as a bracelet, right?
Yes.
But it kind of looks like that, so it's fucking
bad.
You want to talk about weird shit, like right?
Energy.
We have a guy who kept a rope off of a suicide victim, and now a guy who seems to love his dog or abuse his dog a little too much, depending on who you talk to. So this is a fight of fucking freaks for sure.
Right? Yeah.
I'm gonna go for the
really
guy that has. I'm gonna go for a guy that has a suicide rope because that other guy does weird shit to dogs.
Shit is funny. A lot of weirdness surrounding this fight. Yeah. We'll see. Well, we're a week early, right? So we'll see what else comes up, especially with Izzy. What else he'll do to piss fans off? Because it just seems like he always does this on purpose or something. Like it's just now like a ritual.
This is a weird one, though. Why would you go this far?
Yeah, this one is weird, but man, he has been doing some weird things though with like quarantine and stuff. I mean, he's been traveling, and yeah, he's had to like quarantine a lot. So maybe he's just going a little nutty right now.
He's such a weird dude. I remember when he was, I think like before he fought Brunson, when he was like on the rise in the UFC. I remember I don't think he'd ever post porn, but he would like publicly like porn. Like there was certain porn stars that he liked, and we were like, bro, like I like you, but why are you always like liking all this porn stuff? It comes into my timeline. It's like, I don't give a shit. I like a woman with a big ass or something, like big ass white girl or whatever. And then sure enough, a bit later, people start talking about him being possibly in the closet or bi or something, right? And the Twin Towers comment and him dry humping fucking Costa, and now this, like it's all over the place, man. I don't know. I don't know if he does this to piss people off. He's a odd individual, and especially that the UFC tends to have a primarily American audience. I think most, dogs are a man's best friend, right? But I think there's something people get very upset here in America, especially with I don't even want to say animal cruelty because I don't even know if this falls into that. But people will put it in that line, you know?
I don't want to start. I mean, I think I can put it in a category, but I'm done. I don't want to put it in a category and label everything like the rest of them right now. It's
Because
just a pattern. That's why it's just questionable. You know what I mean? Because he's always doing something. So once you start seeing patterns, it's like now you start to question like, okay, what do we do now? We're gonna continue to defend this dude or whatnot. But I just try to just look at him as a fighter and not get so attached. You
yeah,
know,
and
because
that
I'm not trying to defend the dude. Don't get me wrong. I'm not.
me neither. Me neither.
I don't want to see it. That especially that second video. I'm good.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the next Just Bleed podcast because Fukalo is a big time Izzy mark and he always goes to bat for him the way he does for like Nico Montano and John Jones. I just want to know what way he's gonna spin this because there's no way he's not going to. He has to because he's just gonna go back to racism and you guys hate black fighters and foreigners and this is gonna be hilarious to hear. I'm dying to listen to it.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen with this fight. I think it's gonna be bad. I think. I mean, that dude is carrying around that rope. That's just bad energy. Man, that's so terrifying. And then the way he beat up Reyes. Like I had Reyes winning that fight. I had given him no chance. But yeah, that Polish power, man. I don't know. This might be it for him. This might be it for Izzy.
Well, I think if Izzy loses, he doesn't really lose anything. I mean, obviously he doesn't lose the
No,
belt, and I think
no.
he'll just go back to middleweight, and you know what will
He'll,
happen will happen. But
yeah, it'll just be. It won't be his night. This will be it. And then that whole like John Jones thing will be just done and over with.
I'm not one of these people, and I tend to mock people that like buy all in to superstars. Like I laughed with Ronda, with Connor, with these people that are like they're they're destined for greatness, and they will be goats, and they will be the greatest fighters that ever lived. And to me, I'm like everyone falls at some point. Even John Jones, I mean, he still technically hasn't lost, but he's not the guy that we thought he was going to be 10 years ago. You know, the expectations we had of him, we didn't necessarily think he'd end up where he is now. You know what I mean? Yeah, technically he still hasn't lost, but look at all the stuff in his personal life and the public opinion of him. Izzy's probably the only guy in MMA that I've kind of bought into that a little bit, that he is destined for greatness and that it will be a long time before anyone beats him and that he's a truly exceptional fighter. When this fight was booked, I was kind of like, I don't know. And as it draws near, I'm still like, even more so. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. He could be the best middleweight ever. He can be an amazing champion. But just because 4 or 5 people have become champ, can he do it against this dude? I don't know. And maybe this little incident with his, it makes it easier to not totally mark out on him. But also, I was ridiculously impressed with Blankovic against Reyes. Maybe there's that little angle to it too. So I'll just go out and say that Jan takes it, maybe by a very close, controversial decision. But I think he can take it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, I think.
I mean, obviously, Izzy's been knocked out before. It's very possible that can happen again too, especially at the hands of Jan. But I mean, he's definitely going to be quicker than Jan, and that's an advantage that can't be overstated. Obviously, he's still got the striking advantage, but I don't know. I think you gotta push a guy like Jan away from you. I think you gotta have something to intimidate him. And as good of a striker as he is, I just don't know if Izzy can do it. I think the dude's just too big, too strong, too much. And then he's got grappling too. People forget about that. I mean, he's choked out people pretty in disgusting fashion. Actually, sometimes he's a well-rounded fighter. Don't just look at his striking. You'll go on the record and go for Jan on this one.
Yeah. Man, it's so hard, but yeah, it's gonna be tough, I think.
All right, fair enough. Um, well, actually, maybe you didn't stick true to your word because you said you were gonna mark out from here on out, and Jan wasn't exactly the mark out pick, I thought.
I was gonna, but just thinking about it and just talking about other things, I'm like, yeah, this might
Well,
not be a good thing.
don't let that you picking Israel Adesanya on the record be a mark against your name, Reen. It's not.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's been a rough one being a Izzy fan, you know.
No, man. Like, here's the thing,
I'm
man. People.
kidding.
No,
I'm
no,
being
but
sarcastic.
I know. I know, but you know what? You aren't alone in that. There's people that might feel that, like, fuck, I can't believe I ever liked this guy. It's like, dude, you don't know what people do in their off time. You don't know what they're really
Yeah.
like. You know, dude, I'm a fucking Marilyn Manson fan. I mean, he hasn't been good in a long fucking time, but yeah, I have a few of his records, and I fucking bump him when I'm fucking working out, and he gets me amped, and I still like a lot of his songs. All the disgusting behavior they had, honestly, when it came out, I was relieved. I was like, thank God I don't have to have this cloud over my head of like, oh my God, when is he gonna get canceled? I knew he was gonna get canceled from day one. He's like the most controversial artist there was out there. I was like, you can still listen to his music though. That doesn't mean I fucking like him. You know, he's a piece of shit, and that's fine. It's kind of that's kind of how I feel with this, and especially regarding fighters. You just they can't be your idols, man. I mean,
Oh
I think
man.
maybe after they've retired, you've seen their whole body of work. They've actually done good outside of fighting. They're like a dude like Dustin Poirier. If that dude ever comes out and fucking beats his wife or child abuse or like something like that, that would genuinely be a shock. And that would be really depressing. Roxanne Modafferi, Damian Maya. There's just some people that are just upstanding, like individually. You're like, damn, they actually look like good people. I would never expected that. But aside from those very rare, obvious examples, just don't put your faith in fighters too much. I think that's what this taught everyone. Like, at least it should have. I'm like, yeah, I like Izzy a lot, a lot, a lot, but I was never gonna go to the grave for him. You know what I mean? It's not that big a deal, folks. You can just enjoy fighting for what it is. We're gonna talk about some shit right now that will show you the ugly part of fighting. And granted, what happens with MMA fighters and their scandals and their controversies and their outside the cage activities, this is almost tame compared to some of the shit that we've seen with MMA fighters, and including something that just broke in the news right now. So we're both going on Jan on this one, and we'll just wrap it up with UFC 259 here. So let's get into some headlines. Before we get into the totally awful, this is some sad news, but as of right now, we just don't know what's going to happen. But it looks like Invicta FC and UFC Fight Pass have parted. They're going their own way. No reason was given as to why. It sounds like some people said that maybe Invicta's gonna stream on YouTube, possibly in the time being, if they can't find a home, which they've done before the Fight Pass deal. I'm interested to know how this is gonna affect business because I don't think I'm alone in this, and it seems like online a lot of people were saying it seems like a lot of people have Fight Pass solely for Invicta. I think Invicta is worth $10 a month just when they have fights. Like their fights are that good where I don't mind paying, and then the fight library and everything else, whatever. That's just like a bonus to me, but. It's interesting to know. I wonder how many people will cancel Fight Pass subscriptions. I wonder how many people even really have Fight Pass subscriptions as it was. This could be kind of a nail in the coffin to a big portion of the people that had it. I'm just interested to know as to why this happened. That they were a big time feeder league to the UFC, and they still will be. I have no doubts. I kind of have a feeling that it has something to do with the Contender Series, but I don't know. I wonder if like her and Shannon Knapp and Dana had some talks. I wonder if it was some ugly personal thing. You never know these days.
Yeah, I'm not sure because I mean I was really excited to hear that Lion Fight is now available on Fight Pass. And then I guess Khabib, he has a promotion, right? He purchased a promotion and I guess they are on Fight Pass as well. Maybe just make a room and they gotta get rid of somebody that's not potentially making any numbers for them, whatever they look at, streaming numbers. And maybe this was it, Invicta. It's just weird to me, right? Like Line 5 was like all over the place this past weekend, I think, or it was the previous weekend. Like, yeah, we're gonna be on Fight Pass, Fight Pass, Fight Pass, and then we get this news with Invicta. So, like, what's up? Like, what's going on?
And don't get me wrong, I love Lion Fight, but they're nowhere near the scale of Invicta as far as like popularity and
And then just
fandom.
the history. Yeah, and then just the history, like it's been a long time. They were on Fight Pass for a long time, and meanwhile, like Line Fight's been like I don't know how many homes they've had in the past 7 years.
They may have been the original because when Fight Pass first came out, it was the Fight Library, all the UFC stuff, Pride, Strike Force, Elite XC, some of those things was for the hardcore fans, and then UFC said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have some exclusive fights there in the beginning." And then a few months later, they started adding some promotions. And if Invicta wasn't the first, they were one of the first. It was like them, and I think like Polaris. I think Polaris got on there pretty quick, and uh I think Pancrase, like they had a handful of promotions and they just kept getting bigger and bigger. But I know for a fact Invicta was one of the first ones. So yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, Fight Pass has been their home, what, 7 years or something, and Invicta's only been
Yeah.
around like 9 years. It hasn't even been 10 years that they've been around. So this has been their home for a very, very long time. And it's interesting to know, like, and then the thing I'd like to say like maybe the zone, but I think the zone is wouldn't even probably doesn't even know what Invicta is, and they probably wouldn't see a return for that. I mean, they almost got rid of Canelo with the pandemic. All this shit's going on. Even boxing's kind of been taking a hit with them. So the zone ain't it. Bellator's not going to Showtime, so they don't really have like a streaming service. I doubt ESPN Plus will pick them up. So at this point, who's left? I mean, there's the Fight TV app, but that's just like pay per view. They could very well go the pay per view route, but I don't know if that's going to be a good business plan for them.
I don't get it, man. I mean, I hope ESPN picks them up. I mean, there's a possibility there too, right? I hope. I mean, they got Megan Anderson that works with Invicta. Doesn't like Senko work with them too?
Sanko still does and has been doing commentary. And then yeah, I guess it is a long shot, but ESPN does have the ESPNW, the women's section of ESPN. It's more like in the magazines and whatnot, but I guess they can maybe incorporate that. Would be a good way, right? Of women fighting.
See, they got relationship already established there. So I don't understand. I don't get it.
This is a long shot, but well, you and I have talked about this off air, but I literally just had this thought as we were talking right now. This is a long shot, and I wonder if it wouldn't be a game changer, but I think it could maybe help out both parties. I'd actually maybe like to see him go to Rockfin.
Hmm.
I know you and I have talked about this for other
Spread
reasons,
it around. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. The reason I say that is because there's a few. If you guys don't know what Rockfin is, it's kind of coming up as an alternative to YouTube. It's very, very small right now, but there's people even in the space that are in it. James Lynch is on there. There's a few other MMA personalities that have like YouTube shows that are on there as well. Chael has been on there for a while, and in relation to Chael, to a lot of wrestling. I guess one of the guys that kind of or one of the big time dudes at Rockfin was one of the guys that was part of Flow Grappling. So there is a bit of a combat sports element to it already, and there's like a lot of high school and colleges that host certain tournaments, like wrestling tournaments. A lot of BJJ gyms and competitions host events there too. So I wonder if that can be an avenue for them. I think it can
That
work
would be
out well.
cool.
It would
Yeah.
be cool, it'd be a different out. And then Rockfin is something I've just been looking at for other reasons outside of the MMA space for, their content. They have pretty good content overall, but they're definitely growing. And I wonder if this is something that can maybe work out for them. I don't know Invictus finances, so maybe this is totally out of the question and it's way too small for them. But Rockfin has a very interesting business model too. For $10 a month, you can get all their it's not just to subscribe to one person. It's not like Patreon. It's $10 a month, you get everybody's premium content on that. And I would assume Invicta could probably get a good cut off that. They pay their peeps in crypto, which is a bit odd, but with the way crypto's been going lately, maybe it's not too bad of a thing. But it'd be interesting to see him go with like an actual fight promotion instead of just amateur wrestling and middling BJJ, because I don't think they have like the big tournaments on there. But you know what I mean? Like there would sort of maybe be a big score for them.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yep. Spread the wealth around.
Yeah, again, they have a very interesting business model, so it could work out for them. It couldn't. They would know all the finance stuff, but you never know.
Yeah, it just sucks, man, to have that long of a relationship and to part ways, especially like during, yeah, COVID times too. This pandemic still going on. Like,
Well,
why? They didn't have room in their budget? Like, why?
that's the other thing. I know Dana's going on and on and on about how good the UFC's done in 2020 and 2019, and it's just been getting bigger and better every year, right? Even with the pandemic. But they still got to cut costs, man. I mean, they still have the debt that they got from the purchase. That's still happening. You know, I don't still don't know how much money Endeavor's making. I don't know how big their dividends and how many dividends they still have to pay out to other investors. There's all these issues, and then obviously we know how many fighters have been cut. Many fighters, but they've definitely been trimming the fat. So yeah, this could be a cost cutting thing too. But I would think Invicta would have been a good return on them given how small they are. I mean, LFA and like was it what's the other promotion? Titan in Florida. Titan, they seem to be having a lot of shows. So I don't know, maybe they just want more quantity because Invicta doesn't have that many events. They have maybe like 6, 7 events a year. So maybe they want them to do it like on a monthly basis. I don't know.
Damn, man. That sucks, man. I don't like it. It's just that, like, the name. You know, they had the backing of that name and everything. And it just seemed like it was a good relationship anyways because it's a feeder league. And these girls were like handpicked, right? They were the ones that would be picked off from Invicta first.
That's why I also wonder that if the contender series has something to do with it too, because a lot of these girls come from there. And obviously they have to have a word with Shannon because I don't think they're all just. I mean, Shannon just say, "Hey, I know that's what you're looking for as the UFC, so go for it." But I wonder if maybe Shannon had to think too, like, "All right, you're taking all of my fighters. Like, let me keep just a handful of them, so I can have a fucking promotion." You know what I mean? Like, because that's kind of been a gripe with Invicta with some of the hardcore women's MMA fans. Like, yeah, I like watching women fight, but a lot of these girls just aren't as good as they were before because Shannon's grasping at straws because the UFC takes everybody. So I wonder if it was a some kind of issue like that too, just business because like yeah they do scoop them all up, you know. Good for the girls, but if you're Shannon, you got to be looking at that too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll be all right. It was mutual, I guess, if you put it that way, the way you explained it, you know? It wasn't
Yeah,
working out.
it's all speculation, but you know, obviously I have a soft spot in my heart for Invicta, and I know you do too. But you know, it's one of the few events I've covered live, and it was cool shows, cool vibe. It's not like many MMA shows, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not like Combate. I'll go on the record to say that one. The Combate is fucking weird, man. But what do you expect when Kate Del Castillo is 20 feet away from you? But anyway. Moving on from that to much more horrifying subjects, former MMA fighter Travis Fulton has been charged with possession of child pornography as well as other charges stemming from that. And I see on the headlines, and because of this show, yeah, I have to read some of this stuff. I need to be informed. And yeah, this is one of those things I really wish I probably shouldn't have read because you can't unread it. And yeah, the whole nine. I mean, not just possession. He tried to make his own material, and yeah, hard drives and pictures. And I made a joke a few days ago of what came first, the Travis Fulton or the Ian Kid, because yeah, that was a thing back a few years ago. If y'all guys remember that fucking guy of Ian Kidd, a MMA reporter. And although I was joking about it, I did kind of mean it of like, these are networks. It's been talked about by many people that this isn't like lone people that just try to do this and just go off on dark websites and find this shit. Like they're all connected and they all like share emails and have a way of going about it. So it is one of those things like it kind of makes you wonder like, yeah, this is a worldwide problem, a real serious issue, but in this community in particular, there's some really fucked up individuals, and you got to wonder how many corners of this community it's touched as well. No pun intended.
I hope he gets 70 years or more.
That's what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, definitely. That should be the minimum, but who the fuck knows how it's going to play out in court.
That's how severe it is.
Yes.
It's already like 70.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like from the jump, 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he would die in prison for sure. I mean, no way he'd ever get out if that's what happens.
Yeah, he's going to have more fights under his belt when they find out what happened, why he's in there. Because they will find out. So it's just when, not if.
It's one of these things, and I've talked to people that would know about this, not because they're child molesters, but because they've been to prison. They're very well protected, these type of people, unfortunately. A guy like this, I wonder, though, because he's a former fighter, right? So
yeah, he'll be challenged, I think.
That's the thing, right? Because, okay, maybe one dude won't challenge him, but plenty will, and they would literally want that scalp, you know? So I would hope the worst comes his way, because this is some horrendous shit to read about. But again, it's the nasty. This is a fucked up sport, people, and this is a thing I say all the time, and I use sport in quotes as much as I can. And then there's always the inevitable argument of how much is a CTE and all that. I mean, something like this, I think, is just you're a monster, and I don't want to say you're born that way because I don't think anyone's born a monster, but something happened with you when you're really young and you can't undo this, and you definitely can't come back from this. There's no redeeming of this ever. But we know with the issues of CTE too, of how it impairs people and they can go on a real dark path, and who knows how long this has been going on. If this was CT induced, that's no fucking excuse, but it's one of those things that we're going to look back in a few years and see, once we know the full scope of CTE and what it can bring. It's like, fuck, man, like you don't know what real bad shit can cause, you know? I'm not blaming it fully on that. I have no idea what caused this, but it's one of those things you just never know why this happened. And definitely, I mean, this is something that should never happen, but that's the reality of this world. This shit goes around. The really fucked up aspect is that I don't think there will ever be enough police or enough intelligence or enough anything to fully stop these people.
Nope. Especially if it goes all the way to the top.
Yeah, and this isn't some conspiracy shit. I mean, we've had everything but concrete evidence of this, right? With people like Epstein and that Nexium shit, and yeah, I mean, there's always something that comes out. As bad as this is, yeah, it gets worse. It's not a keep looking into it and you get lower into the basement. It's like keep looking up and you'll see that it's not just the monsters that you think of when you have this image in your head. It's people in suits, you know. But to get away from this subject that is only going to really trouble you and depress you, we could get on to someone that everyone can agree on, Holly Holm. Right, Rain?
Holly.
Give her a break. She's giving a new occupation a try.
Oh, I know. She might fuck that one up too.
All things considered, she's a successful MMA fighter. And in this case, it's in the boxing world. She was a very successful boxer. Now, under what circumstances and at what time, those issues can be discussed. But this one I was just interested in, not to bury the lead here. Holly Holm is going to be a commentator for the upcoming Clarissa Shields fight, which is happening in March. It's happening in a few days/weeks. I'm in her hometown of Flint, Michigan. It's supposed to be a heavily, I don't know if it's an all women's card or a heavily women's card.
Yeah, it's all women's.
All women's, okay. I knew it was gonna be like at least 3 fights, but I don't know if it was the whole card. Yeah, so it would make sense. You bring a female fighter, especially one that used to be a boxer on. I just I don't know. I've never thought a person of Holly Holm of possessing much personality, I've never really heard her do any kind of commentary or analysis. So I'm interested to know what she brings to the table, but I have a gut feeling it's not going to be much.
That, and then also I had a question about her popularity. Is she really that popular
Well, in
in
this
the
case,
boxing community? Like, is she really that popular?
yeah, I mean, well, it's odd because yeah, journalists know her. Hardcore boxing fans do know her. A lot of boxing fans tend to be older, so yeah, they know her. Casual boxing fans, not so much, but casual boxing fans will probably know her from MMA. So she is very well known. Um, I don't know how respected she is because not that she was a shitty fighter, just like given the amount of skill and the level of opponents that women like Clarissa Shields and Katie Taylor and Jessica McCaskill have faced. Maybe they don't think much of her, but yeah, it's just I don't know. She's just so mild mannered and quiet, and I just don't see her bringing much to the table. But you never know. I mean, I probably didn't think that Tyron Woodley was going to bring much to the table in terms of commentary, and he was excellent at it. I don't know what happened to him. He doesn't seem to do that anymore. He was great at it, but
They got
yeah,
rid of him. That's why.
can that dude like just that's fine. It's not bad enough he loses his fights. He's got to be losing jobs too. That man, he was say what you want about Woodley. He was great as a commentator. He was like so. It was exceptional, really. He was exceptional. Like, damn, he like outdid fucking Cormier and Cruz and all these guys sometimes, you know? But yeah. But yeah, I don't know. You never know. She can surprise, but this was interesting, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how she does. I mean, I'll try not to be so mean because I'm actually going to be rooting for her.
Yeah, why cheer why boo her from the jump, you know? We don't have no idea what she's gonna bring to the table.
Yeah, well,
Low expectations for sure. So shit, maybe she just needs to do a decent job and we'll be surprised.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna be cheering for her this year, so we're still in the pandemic, so what can you do?
Yeah. Well, we're not exactly done with Holly Holm because we're going to talk about her now with the matchup. So, away from the headlines, onto the matchups. She being Holly Holm, is scheduled to fight Juliana Pena, and it can possibly be a headliner for a fight card on May 8th. And a lot of these cards these fights that we're going to be talking about don't have a venue really because we're in this weird mode where we don't know when we're going to Abu Dhabi, but it seems like it is a possibility. So Holly Holm, Juliana Pena, Rain, this is an interesting one for you, especially because who are you gonna pick in this one?
Like I said, I'm gonna be cheering for Holly Holm this year.
Ah, that's what you're alluding to. Damn.
For
Is
once,
it,
I'm gonna be. Actually, this will be my second time ever rooting for Holly Holm.
let me guess. The first time was against Betch.
Yes, of course.
God damn you. Leave that poor woman alone. How do you
What?
find a way to just insert her? She's well, she's not retired, but she will be soon, possibly, right?
Unless she gets cut again. She's that one. She'll get cut again.
Did she get cut or did she quit or did she? Because then they brought her back. Well, shit, we didn't even talk about this. They brought back that dude too, that Atman Izaitar. So I don't know what's going on with the UFC right now. They're real fucking wishy washy.
Well, she got cut, and then she's like, "Can I just have one more fight?" And she like agreed to go to China, but that shit didn't happen. Or was it Abu
China.
Dhabi? Was it
Well,
Abu
yeah, I
Dhabi?
think Abu Dhabi. I don't think they fought in China. I don't think they're allowing that shit right now.
It was Abu Dhabi, but she was supposed to fight the Chinese chick. That's right.
There you go.
Sorry, my mistake. But yeah, I'll be cheering for Holly Holm.
So you cheer for the white woman against the Brazilian and against the Venezuelan. I'm sensing some racism here, Rain.
I mean, I hope Holly could show us what she's made of and show us her like wrestling skills like she did last time.
Yeah, I mean,
Match
yeah,
up against Pena or just piece her up.
nothing would be more satisfying than seeing Holly just sprawl fucking, hips all the way in on Pena, just driving her head to the mat and just kicking her in the face, right? But, just being able to avoid all the grappling. But shit, I don't know. As good as she looked against Aldana really didn't do much. So it brings up
Hmm.
questions.
True.
And Pena last
She's a dog, man. She's
who
such
she
a dog.
oh shit, she beat McMahon. I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to
Yeah.
remember that one. Yeah, that was very recently. She looked
She's
good in
still
that
a
one.
dog though. Yeah. She looked good. But she's still a dog though. She's so tough.
Yeah.
There's no quit in that chick.
No. Yeah, I mean, give her props, right? Even with Jermaine, she didn't
Yeah.
she didn't tap. She didn't tap.
Mm-mm.
But
No. So
to be fair to Holly, she didn't tap against Misha either. So this will be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get to the predictions when we get there, but yeah, just yeah, I'm with you. I don't hate Holly as much as you do, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna root for her in this one. And we got more female fights to go, almost exclusively, at least with the UFC. We talked about her earlier. Felicia Spencer is gonna fight an actual featherweight. I mean, she's hasn't dropped down in weight at all, so she's been fighting nothing but featherweights. But she's gonna be fighting Danielle Wolf, who I think is a legit featherweight who may not be able to make bantamweight, and is the only featherweight I believe that got signed off of the Contender Series, and is a pretty damn skilled boxer. So striker versus grappler. This is very retro. I mean, yeah, Felicia's got some elbows and some kicks, but she's a grappler. She's gonna try and take this chick down, and Wolf is gonna try and keep it standing. And I think within 30 seconds we'll know exactly how this fight's gonna play out.
this is a chick that everybody was griping about, right? Like she shouldn't have got that
Yeah,
contract.
because she didn't look that impressive, but it's like, well, I did defend her because I believe she fought Tanisha Tennant, who's a very good boxer in her own right. She beat the shit out of her. Yeah, but she's a featherweight. She's up there in age. There's not a lot of women in that weight class. So given the weight class, she didn't look bad at all. She actually did look pretty good. It was just that Contender Series, they always want the cream of the crop, the most exciting finishes, and she didn't provide that. But I don't blame Dana for signing her because shit, you need girls, you need fucking bodies to throw at Amanda. So sign them. I mean, you're not gonna get any of these Bellator girls. It seems like no one's fucking interested in the UFC. So you got to get them from anywhere they come.
Damn, man. I think she's gonna get finished by Spencer.
Yeah, man, I really like Wolf too. That was the other thing too. I think with Dana, I think he saw potential marketability with Wolf. She's easy on the eyes, and you know, she's up there in age, sure, but never mind. I won't go all the way into that because it's gonna get into some weird territory. but no, yeah, I think I agree with you. Spencer's relentless, and this is a really tough fight for your first fight in the UFC. Granted, you only have like one or two choices, so you really can't do much. But I'm interested to see. I just feel for Spencer because she got annihilated by Amanda, and there's like no real path back to her for her. I sometimes wonder if she should drop down in bantamweight because I think she could do it. It would be murder. It would not be easy at all, but I think she could do it. But she can do it way more than someone like Megan. Megan doesn't have a choice. She's stuck here. Maybe Wolf too. I don't know. Given her age, maybe she's stuck here too. But then again, she'd have to face Amanda there too. So who knows? Maybe it'd just be more interesting matchups. There's that fight. Another fight. This is one that gets you salivating. Title fight. Valentina Shevchenko is going to fight Jessica Andrade at UFC 261, which is supposed to take place April 24th. No venue set. We don't know the headliner. I'm assuming there'll probably be a co-main. This is one where I know they always schedule Valentina as a co-headliner because they don't trust her to sell pay-per-views, and she probably won't sell pay-per-views. But against Andrade, I'd pay just for this fight. It, I want to see. Yeah, I know Valentina will probably be like a minus 10,000 favorite on this one too, but you can't count out Andrade, man. And I don't think she's ever faced a girl like this.
No. The closest is what, Rose?
Well, Shevchenko never fought
Just,
Rose.
oh no, no. I thought you were talking about Jessica.
Well, I was saying that Shevchenko has never fought anyone like Andrade.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were. That's what I'm saying. Like I thought you were talking about Jessica has never fought anyone like Valentina.
Well, that too, but no one's ever fought anybody like Valentina until you fight her.
Yeah.
It's the
Well, the
given.
closest is like maybe Rose
Maybe
because
Rose,
of that
yeah.
odd movement and yeah.
She did pretty good
But
against her.
yeah, man. This is interesting. I don't know. I mean, Valentina, yeah, she'll probably like take it, of course, but like how?
Right? I mean,
How will it play out?
Maya took her down for a round and won a round against her when everyone thought that was inconceivable. And Maya didn't even look that great in that fight.
Hmm.
I knew, I've sang her praises for a long time, and we know she's good, but I didn't necessarily expect much out of that fight, and yeah, she did that. And now this, I think we're gonna start to see actual challengers from here on out. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I assume Valentina would take her out somehow too. Maybe not finish her, but maybe submit her or maybe get a decision. But I'm not gonna count out Andrade here. It seems like every time you count her out, she at the very least surprises. Maybe she doesn't win, but I mean, remember the first Joanna fight? Joanna looked spectacular, but she fucking took it, man. She just took it. She couldn't do anything to her. The first Rose fight, she was getting obliterated, and then she literally smashed her. Second fight, almost could have won that one too. Had it gone 5 rounds, probably would have won. And she has that gas tank on her, which is a advantage that Valentina tends to have. She might not have it in this one. She's going to be getting pushed and pushed and pushed. It's going to be very, very, very interesting. And then, of course, what she did to Chikagian was disgusting. So, how she did to her. So, yeah, don't count her out, man. Chikagian's a
Yeah,
tough chick. I've never seen her folded like that. She just took it to her, man. It was no thing.
yeah. Size wasn't a factor.
I mean, she's already fought at 135. So has Valentina, she
Yeah,
fought
that
better grip, but
too.
yeah, size has never really been a factor for Andrade. God, I'm gonna be so psyched for this one for sure. And in non-UFC news, Showtime. Anthony Pettis, if you guys remember, had left the UFC, tested free agency, and signed with PFL. Well, it looks like he's going to be the headliner for the first PFL card of the year, April 23rd, and he's fighting Clay Collard. If you guys don't know or remember Clay Collard was once in the UFC. He was a pretty decent, exciting kind of action fighter. Uh, Left the UFC for some other promotion and then quit MMA to go box. And he had boxed before in his career, but he was just like he's nobody. And now he's like, all right, he's gonna be the journeyman for all these up and comers to just beat up on and get good fights. And he beat the shit out of all of them. I think like the last 3 fights, he finished all these youngsters that should have beat his ass. And now he's back in MMA. He said he wanted to get into boxing just to make some money. I guess he made some money, and now he sees the $1 million check possibly with PFL, signed with them. And this is a legit exciting fight. The backstory is interesting of former UFC champion Pettis and his acrobatic taekwondo style against this tough boxer and Clay Collard. But just the matchup itself is so intriguing to me.
So is this the start of him going after that $1 million payday?
Yeah, for both of them, yeah, because it's all a tournament in PFL.
So this is the start of it.
Yep.
Cool. Hell yeah. There's so many people that have gone over to
Yeah.
PFL.
Yeah. I
It's making
mean,
it really interesting. Like there's a lot that went to Bellator now, so there's like a mix, like everywhere. It's fucking cool, man. It's interesting, right?
yeah, I mean the story came out not too long ago about all the investors. A bunch of investors put a lot of money into PFL. So there's people that believe in it, or people that are at least willing to take a risk in it or on it. And they are on ESPN. I don't think ESPN has a hand at this, but yeah, I definitely see how the promotion could entice fighters. And then I think, especially with guys like Pettis and Collard, and then you look at Rory McDonald and Fabricio Verdum, some of these guys too. It's like they've been everywhere, they've seen everything. So it's like, yeah, why not take a chance with this promotion? I've beaten, you would think, I've beaten better guys than some of the guys they have on roster, right? So why wouldn't I just run away with this thing?
Yeah, smart move, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
I like that they seem to be some kind of competition for the UFC. It's funny because they're both on
Yeah,
ESPN, right? But
yeah.
Bellator has their own thing, and they have the light heavyweight tournament coming up, and yeah, they're cool and all, but PFL offers a unusual alternative, and in respect to Bellator too, I was watching what was it, Titan FC the other day, and it's crazy how many promotions are starting to do the uniform thing. And that's when I realized my shit, Bellator has a real appeal now because it's like one of the only companies that lets you rock your shit. Because PFL has uniforms too. The free market is definitely being tested now. Like it actually is a free market way more than it was like 5, 6 years ago. And you can thank the lawsuit for that. I think it's almost exclusively on that.
I love it. I love it. There's a variety, right? It's not just like Saturdays. And if there's no UFC, there isn't anything to watch. Like, no, we're gonna have options.
Exactly. Yeah, we all should love this and root for this. This is a good thing. So that does it for matchups, and that does it for MMA. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Massachusetts lawmakers want to decriminalize all drugs but raise a soda tax. So obviously that's a funny headline, an interesting headline. Full disclosure, I am all for decriminalizing all drugs. I have no problem with that. I tend to value liberty almost more than anything, maybe sometimes to my own detriment. But with that, I'm not necessarily on board with raising soda taxes because if you want to be not caring about your health and just drinking sodas by the liter, have at it. There should be this isn't a law against it. It's just taking more money out of you. But I don't know. I went to San Francisco once and saw that they had a soda tax, and it kind of maybe triggered me. So when I see shit like this, I'm not necessarily on board with it. I will give them credit for the way they're going about it. It's like basically like a progressive tax in a way. So they go up by the ounces. So the more sugar in your drinks, the more they tax you. Which I think if you're gonna do it, that's the way to go instead of just having like a flat, whether it's a barely sugared drink should be charged the same as fucking Mountain Dew, which has all the sugar in the world. And they keep talking about with drugs, and they specifically point out psychedelics with it being potential medicine, and they can be like treatments for people with PTSD and depression, which people have talked about for years. I believe could have some use for sure, but I just find it funny that at the end of the day, most drugs are kind of bad for you, and they'll still choose drugs over soda. I mean, soda's bad for you too, but if you're gonna, I just find it funny. Like you probably shouldn't be picky about what's bad for you and what's not.
Yeah, I hate that we're having the government kind of decide like what's good for us and what's, bad for us. In this case, yeah, sugar's bad, right? We shouldn't be consuming all that sugar, especially in fucking soda form. Like you said, like Mountain Dew is the worst. It has all the sugar and it has like the most caffeine out of all the sodas, I believe. The
Yep.
worst one that you can drink. I hate the fact that, yeah, they're having like a tax on it, government, getting involved with it, but I like that whatever money they get out of it, it's going to go to like public health funding, or hopefully it goes to health funding. But yeah, we'll see how
Yeah,
that works out, right?
there's the
Like
there's
with
the
yeah, with government, you know how that goes. Oh,
there's the inherent mistrust that people like you and I have of the government. And I brought up that San Francisco example of that of with myself when I first went. And I know things have only gotten worse and worse there, but I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I mean, I like that they were being transparent on it. When I went to the grocery store, it said like, "Oh, there's an added 29-cent tax or whatever for it being a sugary drink." I think I ended up getting like one of those like honest tea things. I think I only had like 12 grams of sugar. Like I didn't get like a Coke or anything. It wasn't that bad. I was just like, "Oh, really? This?" But I don't know if they had it on this progressive scale or if it was just a flat tax all around. But yeah, I mean, somewhere like the Bay Area in San Francisco, yeah, I'm sure they want to take care of people, but there's also like open needle programs for heroin users, which I don't really have a problem against in essence, but when we've seen how it works out in reality, it's pretty it's pretty gloomy. It's not nice. I went to Berkeley. I'm pretty sure I saw a dude OD in front of my eyes. I saw him out, like kind of out cold. Came back like 10 minutes later. There was an ambulance right on top of him. Okay, this guy might be dead. I don't think Massachusetts is this bad, but to think that it couldn't get that bad is that possibility is there.
Yeah. Again, if the funds are used appropriately, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But with just experience, it probably will. So my question is, if they're like going back on all these like drug charges or offensive or whatever it is, the laws for drugs, right? If they go back on all of that, like, okay, are they going to start setting up shop for like weed shops and things like that? I mean, how's that going to work? Because they could take the funds out of that with whatever they're going to, use it for, right? The taxes on weed shops or whatever.
Yeah, theoretically, right? And I still find it insane that I mean, yeah, there's more states and cities that are legalizing weed or at the very least decriminalizing it, which is good. But I do find it funny given the pandemic. We need money. Our shit's kind of fucked up, and especially like somewhere like in California and LA, weed shops are considered essential, ironically enough. So it's like we could just legalize weed and get a lot of money into this economy, man.
Yeah, there's other ways to do it, so it's just sketch to me.
And I don't. Here's the thing too with the soda tax. I know the point of it is to try and get people to stop drinking it or stop drinking so much of it. But look how much cigarettes are. People don't stop smoking. They'll give up a
Yes,
meal before they give up fucking a pack, man.
exactly. So it's just pointless. You're just trying to control how people consume, right?
Yeah, and then we were talking about San Francisco too. Like, remember that story we did a few months ago that they banned cigarette smoking in apartment buildings, but not weed.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
It puts all these all these weird loopholes or exceptions or they just make no sense sometimes. They fall into that space sometimes out of accident on accident, but it's still just it's so nonsensical.
Yeah, there's no like thought process with it. Hopefully this won't pass. It's just somebody probably like throwing shit on the wall and seeing if it'll stick.
I mean, I hope the decriminalization of drugs passes.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
willing for
that.
that. But the
But that
soda
soda?
tax, yeah.
What the fuck?
This is why I remember explicitly. I have a myriad of problems with Mike Bloomberg, the guy I was running for president last year. Fuck that guy. I hated that guy. Stop and frisk was the number one reason. The guy was a horrible mayor and would have been a way worse president. Has more money than God, so he just kind of bought his way onto the stage. But a big problem I had with him too is the guy that was trying to ban big gulps in New York. like, like,
I remember that. That's right.
yeah, it was like, people can just buy two fucking cups, right? Yeah.
God
But and
damn
he
it.
just did it as like a fuck you, I know best.
Yeah, it became a fucking like topic and movement and shit. And didn't shit start to get smaller or something? And then just everybody said, the fuck, the hell with it. Here you go,
Yeah,
dollar sodas from McDonald's. Like, you get the big fucking large ones for $1 now.
yeah, they just realized like there's so many ways around it, and it's like, yeah, there's other companies are gonna find their way to make it work for them. Like, yeah, it was
It
doomed
didn't
from the
last
start.
long.
It was doomed from
Yeah,
the start.
yeah, it didn't last long at all. Remember, they had the big ass big gulps
Yeah.
at 7-Eleven. And I think they disappeared for a little bit, and then they're back again. Nobody gives a fuck. See, it's a trend. Everything is a trend. It doesn't last long.
There was what, 6-7 years ago, wanted to cancel big gulps. Now they're back, better than ever.
Especially now, we're in a pandemic. Like, if we want to consume all the cake we want or soda, let us. If we want to, like, take drugs, let us. Hell, you're not helping nobody.
Shit, it was interesting. One of the quotes in here was actually someone that was against the decriminalization of drugs. He actually did bring up a good point that I kind of consider as like, well, he didn't think we should do it because people are in such a bad state given the pandemic and the economy and all that. I think that this can worsen people's problems, which I think there's nothing to scoff at. I think that's a legitimate concern. But again, I just kind of
They'll figure out other ways to handle it.
I'm on the contrary. Like, I think that it'll help people because, especially, something mild like weed or even mushrooms, like, can probably help you like clear your life up in some instances. Of course, you can go start smoking meth and doing heroin, and that's not going to help you at all. But hey, that choice is there. If all drugs are decriminalized, it's on you to do what you want or what you think is appropriate with your life.
Just use your Googles.
Use your Googles.
Figure out which one's the best for you.
Yeah, at least you don't have to do extensive research into weed, like you basically know it's relatively harmless,
Yeah, watch a Jay and Silent Bob movie and you'll get it.
Watch Half Baked. That's my favorite stoner movie ever.
Oh yeah, that one too. That's a classic.
Just don't feed pizza and popcorn to horses. You might get in trouble. Little inside joke for you guys have seen that movie, but
you hungry, girl?
That's one of my favorite lines of the movie. Oh, you guys know what we're talking about. You should be laughing your ass off right now, but yeah. Anyway, I guess that does it for our semi-libertarian ranting this evening, Reem. We're already gonna be labeled as that and whatnot or worse, but yeah, we're just going all out, guys. We don't know what to make of the world anymore, so whatever labels and fucking aspersions get cast our way, we'll fucking take it. At this point, who gives a shit? Either way, thank you guys for listening. You've made it quite far in this podcast, so thank you for just spending your time here. Share, like, subscribe to the podcast. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at iFoxWithJuice. Leave us a comment and do a review. All that type of shit helps us. And we hope to see you next week. Sayonara.
Adios.